They say in the NBA, there are no coincidences, just plans that haven't been revealed yet. When a franchise suddenly hires a man who holds the keys to a superstar's championship history, it's not just an assistant coaching hire. It's a massive tectonic shift. The question echoing from the Bay Area to Los Angeles, across sports talk radio, social media, and every barbershop in America, isn't just why Frank Vogel. It's, is this the first tactical, calculated, and absolutely brutal step in the greatest heist in NBA history, bringing LeBron James to the Golden State Warriors? The Golden State Warriors just officially filled a void on Steve Kerr's staff by hiring Frank Vogel. On the surface, if you're a casual observer, it's a standard move to replace the departing Terry Stotts and add a defensive-minded veteran to a team that desperately needs to anchor its schemes. But if you look at the board, if you watch the way the pieces are moving, you see that they are falling into place with terrifying surgical precision. LeBron James has told the Lakers he's moving on. Draymond Green, the heart and soul of the Warriors, has declined a massive $27.6 million player option, literally walking away from generational wealth to create the cap space required to facilitate a run at the king. And Steph Curry? He's not hiding his intent. He's been in active communication with LeBron, recruiting him through cryptic texts and over 18 holes of golf in Puerto Rico. But why Vogel? This isn't just any coach. This is the man who sat across from LeBron in the 2020 bubble, who drew up the defensive rotations that earned LeBron his fourth NBA ring. They spent 3 years in the trenches together, living through a global pandemic, a shortened, claustrophobic season, and the immense, suffocating pressure of the Los Angeles spotlight. They know each other's rhythms. When Vogel is on the bench, LeBron isn't just looking at a strategist. He's looking at a man who knows his language, his expectations, his defensive triggers, and his championship DNA. The strategy here is brilliant and cold. The Warriors are essentially hiring LeBron's history to build his future. By bringing in Vogel, they are signaling to LeBron, "We don't just want you. We know exactly how to make you great, because we have the guy who has done it before." This is a level of recruitment that transcends phone calls, filtered video clips, or voice notes through Rich Paul. It's a structural, high-commitment statement. The Warriors are banking on the comfort of familiarity. They are betting that in a sea of unknown variables, the one thing LeBron will trust is the voice of the man who led him to the mountaintop. However, let's be real about the obstacles, because the math is absolutely brutal. This isn't a simple free agency signing. The Warriors are playing a game of high-stakes, infinite-pressure poker where they need 4 or 5 specific dominoes to fall in a perfect line. The biggest one is the dream of reuniting LeBron with Anthony Davis. Sources suggest the Warriors are looking to pull off a blockbuster trade with the Washington Wizards for Davis. But here's the catch. Reports indicate the Wizards aren't looking to move on from him. Without Davis, the gravitational pull of Golden State becomes significantly weaker. It's a gamble that risks the entire team's future structure and long-term viability for a 2-year competitive window. Consider the tactical layer. The Warriors' defense has been the cornerstone of their dynasty, but lately it's shown cracks. Vogel is known for his big defensive schemes. He loves rim protection, he loves physical play, and he loves a drop coverage that forces teams to shoot over length. That is the exact opposite of the small ball, motion-heavy Warriors offense, but perhaps that's exactly the point. Vogel brings a different flavor, a different intensity, and a different way to view the game that could be the secret sauce for a final, desperate championship run. And what about the succession plan? We know Steve Kerr is the face of the organization, but he just signed a new 2-year extension. Could Vogel be the coach in waiting? The guy who steadies the ship if the wind changes? It adds another layer of intrigue, another reason to bring him into the fold. Meanwhile, the competition is getting stronger by the second. The Philadelphia 76ers just made a seismic move, trading for Jaylen Brown, creating a powerhouse lineup with Embiid and Maxey. The Miami Heat and the Cleveland Cavaliers are also lurking in the shadows, ready to offer their own versions of championship math. We've heard Brian Windhorst mention rumors of a done deal in another city, and every insider is reporting conflicting information. The Warriors are not the guaranteed frontrunners. They are one of several desperate contenders trying to convince a 41-year-old icon that his legacy belongs in their building. Think about the pedigree. Vogel was a video coordinator. He grinded his way through Boston, Philly, and Indiana. He knows the video room grind mentality that fits perfectly with the Warriors culture. He's been fired, he's been successful, he's been a consultant, and now he's at the crossroads of the biggest move in the history of the sport. Consider the narrative. LeBron and Steph, the two defining players of this generation, finally playing together. That is the stuff of sports immortality. Vogel is the connective tissue, the bridge between LeBron's Lakers reality and the potential Warriors' dream. It makes sense. It's poetic. And yet, it is incredibly messy. The Warriors are holding their cards close to their chest, but the tension is palpable. Every fan in the league is refreshing their feed, waiting for the news that will change the landscape of the NBA forever. We are watching a chess match where the moves aren't just about basketball. They're about legacy, relationships, and the final chapter of the greatest career we've ever seen. This is a story about the intersection of power, money, strategy, and ego. It is a story about a man who has conquered everything and is now looking for one last glorious battlefield to prove he is still the king. The narrative is so compelling that it almost feels inevitable, yet we are constantly reminded that this is the real world, not a movie script. What is your take on this absolute madness? Do you think the connection between LeBron and Vogel is the magic bullet that brings the king to the bay, or is the financial and roster puzzle too difficult for the Warriors to solve? Are you Team Golden State, or do you see him heading to Philly or Miami? Do you think LeBron cares more about the money, the location, or the legacy? Is the potential of a Curry-James duo too good to be true, or is this destined to be the biggest what-if in NBA history? We are at the precipice of a decision that will define the next decade of NBA history. Every move, every voice note, every hire is a calculated piece of a much larger, more complex puzzle. The Warriors are not just playing for a championship, they are playing for the soul of the league. So tell me, if you were in LeBron's shoes, in the twilight of your career, looking at the Golden State roster, the city, the history, and the man on the bench, would you walk through those doors? Drop your thoughts, your theories, and your predictions in the comments below. Let's break it down in the comment section. I want to hear from you. And if you want to stay on top of every twist in this offseason saga, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And we'll be here for every single development. The saga continues, the rumors are flying, and the king has yet to make his move. Don't look away, don't miss a second, because the next 48 hours could change everything we know about the NBA. The game is never over until the buzzer sounds, and this offseason, the buzzer is just starting to ring. Stay tuned, because we are watching history unfold in real time.